5 years have come and gone since Hurricane Sandy. Rockaway is clearly coming back strong. All of the residents of Rockaway and Broad Channel have worked hard to restore their homes and restore their communities. The work is still a long way to go to finish. This fall, many devastating natural disasters have hit several parts of the country: Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, California. This devastation brought back memories of what we went through 5 years ago. Our hearts go out to these communities. As we keep these communities in our minds and hearts, these events should also be a reminder that natural disasters are a reoccurring threat that we need to be prepared for. There's no question about that. The question I now ask is, 5 years after Sandy, are we better protected now than we were prior to Hurricane Sandy?
No!
The resounding answer is no, and we know that, and we worry about that, because if we had a storm like Hurricane Sandy coming down this road tomorrow, we would be back to square one. That berm would be gone, the wall would be destroyed, and the water would be flushing down the street and flooding everybody's homes. And that's not even the beginning as far as fires or anything else that could potentially happen like they did the first time. What we really have to do is get that message across to the federal, state, and city officials that it's time. They've got to come up with a plan. They've got to fast track it. They've got to get things done for our community. Tomorrow has to be the beginning of a full court press on all our elected officials to see that they pull together and they come with a comprehensive plan. That's basically what we're trying to say. And this writing that I put together, because I don't like sitting down here and reading stuff too much. Each of the ACE, you know what we did? This was kind of interesting. On a recent trip sponsored by Congressman Meeks, and I thought it was a very good idea, the community leaders had an opportunity to visit 8 different, he called them hotspots, areas that he identified on the Rockaway Peninsula, Breezy Point, and Far Rockaway, and Breezy Point and Broad Channel, rather. We joined and were with, he filled the bus up with people from the United States Army Corps of Engineers, the New York City's Department of Resilience and Recovery, Department of Parks and Recreation, Economic Development Corporation, Department of Transportation, and State's Department of Environmental Conservation. And you think with all those talented people on that bus, we would be able to resolve these issues. But what happened? Each of the 8 different hotspots visited required a different strategy. So we stood at the different spots and we said, well, this area needs bulkheads, needs concrete, sidewalks put in, streets put in. This is the Far Rockaway area on the bayside. And then you go into an area like this one and say, well, that berm has to be reinforced the way the Army Corps of Engineers says it should be done, not the way it's a temporary berm that's being eroded right now. And we do need more sand, and we need rock jetties down here because we're losing beach dramatically. Rock jetties right here, do we agree on that? Okay. And finally, we need reefs that are out there that are barriers, protective barriers, so that the surge does not come in and start tearing the beach out again. So those are the things we need here, but these other things are needed in other areas. I guess I went past what I wanted to say. All right. At some locations, the Army Corps of Engineers mentioned that they might start their projects in 2020. Isn't that something? No assurance were given. We all remembered some years back that there was a startup date of 2018. What we're really saying is what they're doing is they're kicking the can down the road. And they're saying to us, well, now it's 2020. When we get a little closer, it'll be 2022. They say they have the money. When we talk to people from the Mayor's Office of Resilience and Recovery, they say, oh, they've got the money, the Army Corps of Engineers. When we talk to the Army Corps, well, we have to decide what we're doing with that money. Not necessarily Rockaway, it could be other areas. So there's no concrete plan, and that's very disturbing because we need action now. We don't want to sit around and wait for another study or some other time frame. The Parks Department was putting together a study. It was going to 3-month study. It was supposed to be due about a month and a half ago. We still haven't seen it. When we see it, we won't be very much impressed, I'm sure, because they need to come together and focus on all these communities with concrete plans as far as what can be done. The petition signed by residents that we had been circulating around, demand that we must be protected for future storms. We have collected 1,700 signatures so far, and we're continuing to collect them. There are people around here that you can sign up. They have the petition, and you can sign it. And we encourage. We're trying to hit a goal of about 2,000 signatures, so we got 300 to go. There are folks in the crowd with, we are calling for a comprehensive plan to be implemented now and in collaboration with the Rockaway and Broad Channel community. In the future, we need to receive greater detail as to what corrective actions will be taken, who will be responsible for doing the work, what the cost is, when it will start, and when it will be completed. It's pretty simple. Now, getting back to that bus and all that talent on the bus, the problem is it's diffused. You know, it's the Parks Department, it's Office of Resilience Recovery, it's Environmental Conservation. Everybody's getting in the act, but the collaboration, I feel, is not really there. They don't work well together, and they need to work more closely together. And when funding comes in, they've got to take the funding